This is Mark Whitten.
This is Adam MacArthur.
This is Ann Yatko.
This is Molly Chung.
Hey everybody, this is Michael Yurchak.
This is Daquan Wilshire.
This is Lexi Nieto.
This is Rico Fajardo, and you're watching.
And you're listening to Spoiler Force Podcast. Set your heart ablaze.
All right, so this is episode 152 of Spoiler Force Podcast. My name is Ricky, and thank you for tuning in. This week's guest, I have YaBoiSugoi with me. We were both at the Waifu Expo 2023 event that happened around, what was it? I don't want to, because the time this episode drops, it'll be later. So like,
yeah, well,
the 3rd. So
yeah,
I did look at my calendar.
March 3rd through the 5th. And konnichiwa, minasan, YaBoiSugoi coming at y'all with Spoiler Force Podcast. Dude, it's a pleasure to be here, man. It was great meeting you over at the convention. Really looking forward to go ahead and talking about the expo. If you didn't get your butt, YouTube, I'm catching on. If you didn't get your butt down the Waifu Expo this year, you need to switch it. And you need to make sure you don't miss out next year, because that was a party that did not stop from Friday on to Sunday. And so, they ain't paying me to say that. Ricky, I don't know about your experience over there. It was just, for me, it was an absolute blast. If you can't tell from the voice, it left me on Saturday and it's still not fully recovered.
I mean, like the Waifu Expo, from what I heard, was their actual first year doing this event. So I was really impressed by that. The venue was at the Dallas Hyatt Regency, so it was like more so in a lobby area. I gotta say though, I was not like, how can I say this? It wasn't bad, but like I was surprised to see that many people show up for a venue that was like that small. It
was small. I was kind of laughing about it when I heard that it was, the Hyatt Regency, because that's the most phallic shaped building in all of Dallas. And I was like, of course, the most D-Gen anime expo that is going to be out here is going to go ahead and be at the most inappropriately shaped building out here. One thing I do hope for the future, though, they do have a really sick restaurant up at the top in that ball. I don't know if you've been there yourself, but it spins around and stuff. It's really cool. If they could do an event over there, like, maybe for the VIP dinner next year, have something like that. Or if they had it there this year, I don't know. I got a 3-day pass. I didn't get the VIP. Next year, your boy's changing that. I'm getting the VIP, because let me tell you what, did you make it to any of the shows on main stage, Ricky?
No, I was busy doing like a lot of press stuff. I should have gone to the panels. Like I said, I was in the pre-live stream, but I never did, because just a lot of things happened during that weekend. And I also had my cousin have a art booth there, Art by Kooky. He was there, so I was helping him out doing that during the weekend, along with like trying to do press stuff and at least try to get some interviews with some guests, and like try to do just like B-roll footage and stuff like that. But kind of went differently than planned. But I gotta say, overall, this experience was great. Again, like I said, for a first year con, it's impressive that they pulled this off. It was just insane to see like how many vendors were there, all the guests there, just to see like all the attendees there as well. I know that they had like a lot of restrictions too, so that kind of like pulled back on the whole press thing a little bit too, because like I know that some of the guests did not allow like any video recording while they were there. So I had to really be careful on like where I was recording most of the time. And then like most of the time, like when I did do like my 2 interviews, I did have to get like consent from the guests. Like I couldn't just come up to them and be like, "Hey, let's do this interview." So shout out to Mishamai and Stardust for doing the interview with me. Those videos will be up sometime before or after this episode drops. Stardust, I was gonna show the Polaroid I bought from
very nice.
Yeah, so Stardust was there. Her table was across my cousin Art by Kooky. She was running everything by herself, so that's why like even though she didn't look busy, she was busy, because like she didn't have like no helpers at her table, and then whatever she was doing between panels and all that was all on her. So props to her for doing all that, especially just being a guest at an event like that too. But yeah, I only had like a 2-minute interview with her on Friday, like very, very short. And the thing was, I messed up too though, because when I spoke with her, I was kind of like hyped about meeting her, because I followed her when she was doing the Suicide Girl stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I followed her for a while. So like I I met her, and then like we were talking about like Suicide Girl stuff, the burlesque shows that Suicide Girls does, her podcast, Cosplay, her meeting Post Malone. We were talking about all that, and then it just hit me. I'm like, why didn't I just interview her with this stuff? And I was so mad because I lost all that potential content. But I did bring it up a little bit in the interview that we did with her, but like I said, she was busy, so I could only get like less than 2 minutes with her. I mean, that's even with editing, and so like the video itself is only like 2 minutes. But with Mishamai, she was really cool about the interview. At first though, I felt bad because I just asked her, like I was like, hey, is it cool if I can like interview for a quick few minutes? And I think she must have thought that like I was gonna do like a interview like off to the side or something, or like, you know, where I don't know. But like she asked me like what was I gonna ask? And I was like, what do you mean what am I gonna ask? Like, I'm just gonna ask you some general stuff. And she's like, well, you know, because I don't want it to be sus. I'm like, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh man, like that's right. There must be, you know, some you know, a lot of the fans and stuff might be asking her some sus shit. So like I realized like, oh, that's probably why her guard was up. So I had to reassure her. I was like, look, I'm not asking you nothing sus. This is strictly for like interview purpose, like press purposes. And once I clarified that with her, she like was totally cool with it. So that interview was pretty fun. Like I said, it was just cool to talk to them both. Like those two were the guests that I was excited to meet the most. And then there were some voice actors that was at the event too.
There were some big names.
Did you meet any at all that weekend?
Yes. So, you know, like I told you, I'm a little bit of an aspiring voice actor myself, mainly on personal projects for the D&D campaigns that I run on Twitch, self promo there just a little bit, but I had to go meet some people. You know, we're both Texas people. We know Funimation's right in the backyard. And so I had to go ahead and meet Jonah Scott. Jonah Scott is absolutely phenomenal. He is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. He was actually so awesome. He signed one of my Tatsu prints that I got from him, came around, took pictures with me. Same thing with Miss Caitlin Barr. I almost forgot her last name, but she is the voice of Himino, aka Best Girl and All a Chainsaw Man. And for everyone in the comments on this video, I am ready to fight you on that. It's not Makima, it's not Power, it's not Kobini, it is Himino. And if you want the reason for that, Himino is the only girl in that show that genuinely cared about somebody. Makima don't give a crap about you. Power smells like a weak old fish market. You know, she don't bathe, she don't do nothing. Kobini, all she does is scream. Kobini can't hold the composure. She can't do nothing. She just screams. She's useless. She is the worst character in that show. Himino, though, sacrificed literally everything for our boy Aki. You know, spoilers if you aren't caught up on Chainsaw Man, but if you aren't, what are you doing with your life? I mean, come on, get better about it. But yeah, she is Best Girl. So got to have a picture with her, get a signed Himino print by her as well. And then also Miss Emmy Lowe, the voice of Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I got to let her know that she has forever ruined the song Coming to the Covers. Have you seen Edge Runners yet?
I have not. I know that she's in it though, because I did interview her last year. And then but I do know that show was like one of the hottest ones. I think like Crunchyroll just did their awards and it got like best anime 2022 or something like that.
Wow. That's big because that's a Netflix original. So I'm surprised Crunchyroll let that in there. Going back to some controversy, I don't know if the internet remembers that whole thing where Crunchyroll was not really a big fan of allowing other anime that were on other streaming services going ahead and being in there. Or, you know, do you remember when, not to make this a Crunchyroll podcast, when they had that big controversy when YouTubers tried to do a Anime of the Year award show and Crunchyroll
I don't recall any of that. Honestly, like I don't really follow that stuff because like a lot of it's just like fan voted.
Yeah,
to me, it's more like a popularity contest. Like even the worst animes, if there's a big fan base enough for it, they're all gonna vote for it. So,
I feel you. Look up Nuxtaku. Nuxtaku tried to do a anime award show with a bunch of YouTubers, and Crunchyroll hit him with a bunch of lawsuits, and it was terrible. But if they changed their ways and they allowed Cyberpunk Edge Runners in there, holy cow, that's absolutely phenomenal. Way to go. I'm glad that they won it because let me tell you what, if you haven't seen Edgerunners, you need to go watch it. I don't care if you haven't played the Cyberpunk game. You don't need to understand the story. It is a beautiful tragedy from its first episode all the way to the last. It is a work of art, but Lucy and her relationship with David in that show has forever made the song Coming to the Covers hit different. It'll bring a tear to your eye once you've seen the show.
And so after meeting Emmy, who else did you meet?
So, man, the list goes down. So really, those were the 3 voice actors I got to go ahead and meet. I had a 3-day pass. It sucks because work got in the way on Friday. You know, in real life, I work with some pretty high value clients, so you can't really just let that go when you know they ask for you to come work. So I needed to be there on Friday. Saturday was my big day, and then Sunday, my car is actually in the shop right now, so I had no car to get down there. So it's okay. We had a baller day on Saturday, so but that was the voice actor lineup that I got to go ahead and meet, and all of them were absolutely phenomenal. If you get a chance to meet them at a con, anybody that's watching this, you need to. They're fantastic with their fans. They really took time out of their day to make everyone feel appreciated and at home. It was wonderful, great experience all the way around.
Yeah, that was great, man. Yeah, like I said, I've met Emmy before. But at Waifu Expo, actually met Ben Balmaceda. He was a guest on my show too.
Okay,
So,
nice.
Yeah, he was actually like one of the last minute guests that got announced on Waifu's Instagram. So when I saw that, I was waiting to meet him in person to like hey yo, like you know, you were on my podcast. He recognized me on the get go. He was like I know you, I've seen you. I'm like, yeah, you were on the show. He goes, yeah, so he was really cool about that. And then for me, I love meeting my guests in person whenever they're on my show. Like it just makes I guess like just the conversation that we had like much better. So you know, shout out to Ben for being at the event. And then I also met Jordan Dash Cruz. He's another like up and coming actor too. He does the voice for Take in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. He's in some other shows too, which I cannot think of because the moment I saw that, because a lot of the actors have their banners, right? So I saw the face of Take on his banner, then that's all I focused on because I'm a big fan of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. As you can see, I have a big Toru print somewhere right there.
Yep.
So, yeah, I met him, and then like you know, it was just cool to be able to talk with these guests and you know, like see all the vendors, like I said, at Waifu Expo. So I spent a lot of my time there. Like I said earlier, the panels I wasn't able to make it to to any of them. I heard a lot of them are great. I know they did like a burlesque show.
The burlesque show was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Holy cow. If you want to talk about that for a second. Yeah. So, you know, myself, I didn't get to make a lot of the panels myself. I was very focused on trying to pack as much in as possible. But the ones I was able to make, the pillow fight was absolutely phenomenal. That was handled greatly. It was a battle royale to the end, and I can't remember who won, but it was a great show regardless. After that, it went into the cosplay contest, is what I was able to go ahead and attend. And those cosplayers left everything out on the stage, man. Wonderful works of art. The imagination everyone put into their characters to bring them into their own imagination was absolutely phenomenal. I want to give a shout out to some of these cosplayers that were actually there. I'm trying to remember the guy's name of who won the like best designed cosplay that was there, and his name is escaping me. He did a dude from League of Legends. I shower. So
I think I've seen him. He was that character all 3 days, right? He
had like the green holographic sword deal.
Yeah, from the Netflix show. From I know who you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't. I honestly, people are gonna hate me, but I have not watched that show yet. But
neither have I. Neither have I. You're
heard a lot of good things about
company.
it. But yeah, I've seen him around, and then like one of the cosplayers that stood out to me. I didn't get any names of these cosplayers. I posted their pictures up on my Instagram too, so hopefully they find themselves and tag themselves in there. But I met or I didn't meet, but like I one of the cosplayers that I liked was she did a Red Sonya cosplay. And then she had
Okay.
like a battle axe with her too. And then there was one girl that I don't know I don't think you were there. It was on Sunday, but there was one girl that
Okay.
cosplayed as no, what I think it was Saturday. I'm getting my days mixed up. I think it was Saturday. I'm taking a look at my Instagram here. On Saturday. Oh no, it was on a Sunday. So
Okay.
there was a girl there that was dressed up like Steve from Blue's Clues, and
Oh
she actually
yeah,
she had like a handy dandy notebook with the big ass crayon. So people
dude.
were
Hell
like
yeah.
signing that. So hers was really cool. And then there was one girl that was just like Nell from Bleach, like the
Oh,
adult
I
version.
missed her. That had to have been on Sunday because I
Yeah.
saw the pictures on Twitter and I was so jealous. I would have loved a picture with her because Nell is one of the best girls from Bleach, bro.
Yeah, she was there. I think she was a guest or she was helping at one of the tables because she was at a table like in the front area.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she was a guest or not. But her cosplay was really good. And then even like the guests that were there, like Mishamai and Lewis Stardust, they cosplayed.
Yep.
Neptune, she cosplayed. Yeah, most of the guests that was there, they all cosplayed like um their own like things. But I think Mishima and Neptune and I forgot who that third lady was with them. They all did like a group thing because on Saturday they were all like Darkstalker characters, and then
Okay.
on Sunday they were all X-Men characters. So it was really
Oh,
cool
dope.
seeing that. So that they did like a group thing together, and you can probably find their
Oh,
pictures on the Waifu Expo like
maybe
stories
it
or
was
Instagram.
Oh My Stephanie. I think she did Rogue on
Oh,
Sunday.
I think that was her.
Yeah, because she did Felicia on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Real quick though, I don't know who all was in the Waifu Expo Discord, but real quick, I want to give some shout outs from the Waifu Expo Discord. Ace Cosplay Coordinator. I just know you by your Discord name. I think you go by Ace Cosplay on Instagram as well. We can definitely get the correct tags. I'll send them over to you, man. No worries. But absolutely phenomenal. It was great getting able to talk to you for just a little bit. Helped me out with understanding some things. And then let me go ahead and go into the FAQ. I'm going to butcher your name because you have a little like accent thing on your name, but you were, I believe, the awesome lady who was running the pillow fight, or one of the awesome ladies running the pillow fight thing. Arsene. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to pull it up, and I'm not wanting to just put your Discord on blast, so I'm not going to, share it on the screen. I'll see if I can get you that. But then also, Matt. Matt is the VP of Ops over there. He was in the Discord handling a lot of questions, fielding a lot of them, making sure the entire convention was running smoothly. He was, I think, doing 4 people's jobs at once during the day. So just big shout outs to that whole crew before we got even more into this, just because they deserve it. I don't know how many people actually highlight them. And so they were just those unsung heroes working in the background for us. So those 3 in particular stood out to me. Thank you so much. Everyone else was absolutely fantastic. Not discounting anyone, just those 3 people. I know that they put in so much work. So wanted to highlight that. But getting into cosplays, dude, there were so many amazing cosplays there. It was absolutely phenomenal. What were some of your favorites?
I mean, I already listed some of them earlier, but then there was one guy that was just like Jesus walking around there.
Yeah.
He stood out. No, there was one guy that just like Asuma from
Okay.
Naruto. He was there too. I didn't get, like I said, I didn't get any of their names. Their pictures are on my Instagram. So if you follow the Spoiler Force podcast account, you can find like the pictures I took of the cosplayers there. Like I said, Waifu Expo probably has most of them through their
Mhm.
stories or just whoever's tagged them in it. And probably on Twitter as well. But then yeah, I mean there was a lot. I can't really say which ones are my favorite. It was just more so like I liked them. Like I liked the cosplay. So because like I said before, there was some Miss Kobayashi cosplayers there too. There was a Toru there, there was a Luko there. So
Mhm.
like I'm gonna be like, hey, let me get a picture of you because I like that anime anyway. So
Yeah.
I liked I liked there was a lot of good ones though, but I think probably I gotta say maybe the guy from the League show, he probably had a really good one.
Yep.
And then I can't think of anyone else right at this point. Like there was the Nell, the lady who cosplayed Nell, um, and who else? There, I mean, aside from like the guests, because I don't want to name the guests because they're already there. I'm just
Right.
trying to think of like the attendees that cosplay there, and I gotta go with the girl that did Red Sonja because she had to look down, like
Yeah.
not just like the cosplay, like the aesthetic too. Like she actually looked like Red Sonja, the character, So she had to look down.
Hell yeah.
So she did really good. But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people there. Like I said, like especially on Saturday, big day on Saturday, a lot of
Oh, yeah.
1 day passes. Um, but I walked around the artist alley. Let me see if I can pull up some the artists' names here because I did buy some of their merch.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I I think the initial art pieces that I bought first were from Magis. I think that's his name, Magister.
Okay.
He I bought a Luca and Ilulu artwork and I got a Tifa artwork from him too. And then there was one girl, Akira Kurai. Her booth was
Okay.
more towards like the back where all the artist alley vendors were facing the wall.
Yeah, yep.
Like, yeah, so she was there. I met her and I believe that was her husband as well on Saturday. And then shout out to my girl M from Reckless Arts. I bought the if you can see there's that power canvas right there next to my
Yeah.
on air sign. She does like manga panel canvases. So shout out to my girl M. She was there. I bought something from her, and then yeah, I mean there was a lot of good artists there. I'm probably gonna try to get like these collage videos done too because excuse me, when I was walking through like artist alley, I was just trying to get a a good just some extra B-roll footage. But then I forgot that this is an 18 plus con. So a lot of the footage I had was like a lot of their artworks that contained like a lot of NSFW stuff. So I don't know how
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go through and edit all that or just blur everything out in the background.
Hey,
So-
just put Charmanders everywhere. Like anything that's inappropriate, just cover it with a Charmander. If a booty walks by in the B-roll, just put the sound effect of his little char as he pops up covering it. That'd be hilarious.
So I have to like go through all that and just kind of like pick out which ones are more safe for work. But I was more focused on that, and then because like I'm a big sucker for Artist Alley, man. So like anytime I meet artists or people who do like the vendors or exhibitors and stuff like that, I tend to overspend it. And surprisingly, for just like I said, for this first year con, I overspent quite a bit on just artwork. Were you able to buy anything? Did you buy any artwork? Or I know you said you bought stickers earlier too.
Yeah, that's insert in post the clip from Tiger King of him just saying I'm never going to be able to financially recover from this. That was me this entire con, man. I went in there and I was like, okay, I have a set budget. I'm not going to go over it. And meeting voice actors is great. Some of their stuff is a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And well deserved on the price. So after that, I went, okay, well, I want to get some stuff besides just the voice actor stuff. So screw the budget. I'm not going to look at the bank account. I'm just going to fucking roll with it. Excuse me. I said F. I don't know if that's allowed.
You can say it on here. I don't mind. We just got to be careful with the NSFW like artwork and stuff.
Right. Of course. I when it comes to art, I can't remember the booths. But I got one of those from that stand that was selling the standees, the cardboard cutouts.
Was that like right outside the artist alley stuff? Like that? I think that was the Express Skins. I think was that them?
Yeah, right where you did the ticket check-in and then you went in.
I think that was I think that was the Express Skins table. Because they're always working with working with that weeb, not WeebCon, there's
Senpai Squad.
Senpai Squad. Yeah, they're always working next to each other. So like, yeah, they're always there.
Okay, then yeah, that's most likely them. But I got a awesome large standee of a succubus girl that's going to go into the stream room setup. That's absolutely fantastic. I saw the boys over at V1 Tech there. I had already picked up some stuff from V1 Tech last year at I think it was Fan Expo Dallas. So I already had some stuff from them, so I didn't pick up any new things there. But it was great to see some of their updated collections that they had. They knocked that out of the park. I want to give a big shout out. These dudes are local, and so these guys right here. This is where I got a lot of my stickers from. If it'll focus in on them, I don't know if it will, but these guys are awesome. I'll go ahead and just say it's Blinded Fate Studios. These guys are awesome. I got to meet the artist, Kel. Kel was absolutely fantastic, and his homie Brandon that was there. Got to meet them. They're great guys, absolutely phenomenal. They produce a great product. Looking at my stickers, I want to make sure that we're following any safe guidelines or anything like that. So I'm just going to cover this up. She is fully clothed, but this is a great Rebecca sticker. The guys do absolutely phenomenal work. Kel does their art. He is a fantastic artist. Definitely go ahead and pick up some stuff from him. And then also we have this awesome gentleman over here from Otaku Envy. Thank you so much. I can't read right now. I got an awesome Marin Kitagawa jet tag from him for my car keys. So that's absolutely fantastic. I had a Kakashi Hatake jet tag that has been seeing better days. So I need to go ahead and replace it. So I said, why not get the world's best waifu Lifu on the jet tag for the car keys, have the whip be put out 100%. And then also got this awesome sticker that is just some promo for her, Miss Plushy Nova. She had some awesome artwork out there as well. Absolutely fantastic getting to meet her. She was phenomenal. Just 3 that I have cards for. There were so many others that I went ahead and got some art from for the sake of YouTube. This is not for y'all. Y'all don't get to see those pics of art that I got. Just know that those artists are fantastic. I'm sorry I don't have your names, but just know I will cherish those pieces forever.
If you want to start your own podcast like Spoiler Force, then sign up with Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout has helped hundreds of thousands of users like me to begin their podcasting journey. With easy-to-use tools, you can effectively get your podcast into different platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and more. You can view your stats, create audio clips, and even have your own podcasting website. Buzzsprout offers ideas, tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you improve your podcast. Follow the link below, and once you sign up, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card. This will let Buzzsprout know that I sent you and will also support Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want a simpler way to record both video and audio for your podcast, then sign up with StreamYard. StreamYard is the perfect program to create podcasts, host live streams, and even do video calls. There are many tools that can help you create and design your own personal studio. You can screen share, read live comments, and stream to different destinations like Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also download your video and audio once you're done with your recording session. Follow the link below, and once you sign up with the basic or pro plan, you'll earn a $10 credit to use for StreamYard. Happy podcasting.
Going back to some of the cosplays, though, outside of just people that were guests at the expo, I do want to go ahead and shout out some people. Go show them some love. This is Orangey Cosplay. Go check him out. They were absolutely fantastic. They were actually the dance squad that did like an idol cover in between the cosplay show and the burlesque show. They also are on Instagram, so go check them out over there. Their group is absolutely phenomenal. Great people. Got to meet them. Waiting in line for the burlesque show with them was a blast. Just a bunch of great people. I know that we all became really close friends just in a short amount of time. So that was awesome. Also, this person right here did absolutely phenomenal. Want to see if I can get that to focus. I don't know if I can, but Zayri at _XAERI, they do phenomenal cosplay. She was running the tips during the burlesque show. She had a tip basket. And then she was also working one of the artist stands or check-in stands. And they were all just super, super nice. Her friend actually was in the burlesque show as Yor. And I think
I saw her, that girl walking around.
Yeah, they were both as Yor.
Yeah.
And the one that was in the burlesque show, her boyfriend was doing what's the husband's name from Spy Family?
Lloyd.
Lloyd. Thank you. I wanted to say Lloyd, but then I was like, am I just getting my Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War, Lloyd mixed up there? But he was in her performance. They were absolutely phenomenal. Fire chemistry between the two of them. They put on a fantastic show during the event there. So that was phenomenal. Also going to give some shout outs to some other people just because I got to meet a lot of them. Who else was there? Barbie Sub had a fantastic Itachi cosplay. And then who else was there? Tiger Lily 416 on Instagram. They had, and all of these are on Instagram, by the way, people. So go follow these people. But Barbie Sub had a fantastic Itachi. Tiger Lily had a fantastic bunny girl that she was doing. Then there is Nikki's cosplay, NICKIS, and then cosplay COSPLAY _. She did a Law from One Piece that was absolutely phenomenal. I'm just trying to go through. Oh, also, who is this gentleman real quick? Doffy _smiles on Instagram had an awesome Don Flamingo as well. Dude absolutely killed it over there. And again, these are on my Instagram as well. You can go follow me, YaBoiSugoi on Instagram to check out some of these, because if I'm leaving out some names, just know your cosplay was fantastic. Just trying to remember everyone's names gets difficult at a certain point just because there were so many. Also, I actually have her card real quick if I can pull that up. Yeah, so Miso Punny, guys, this is her. If I need to cover it up and you can take that out later, this is Miso Punny. She did a phenomenal cosplay as well. She was fantastic. These people, Skygazer Studios, they're over on Instagram. Go check them out. They did an absolutely phenomenal job on their cosplays. Like I said, I have so many. So who else do we have? That one we can't show. We have Jordan's Cosplays. She does an absolutely fantastic job. Go check her out. That was a great one to go ahead and see at the convention. And then Lady Savage 365 was doing absolutely fantastic as well. Trying to think of who else was there that I can go ahead and give some shout outs to that's appropriate. Oh, she was doing a fantastic cosplay, but to shout out someone that's doing something else in the creative space that was over at the con, they only have 9 followers. This is absolutely criminal. Everyone go check out Genki7 on Twitter. They make their own anime-inspired music. They are kick-ass. Like I said, they only have 9 followers right now. It's criminal. Let's go fix that. Show them that Spoiler Force love. Go drop them a follow, because holy cow, these people are amazing. They were great getting able to meet. And so we need to go show them some love 100%.
Did she have her? Did she have a table at all, or is she just an attendee too?
She was just an attendee. That was over at the con. To my knowledge, she didn't have a table, or at least she didn't say she did. When I met her, it was just kind of like another attendee. So I'll go with that for right now. If I'm misspeaking, whoopsie doodles. But yeah, so many of them were absolutely fantastic. Just to go ahead and shed some light on people that I don't think necessarily have the largest following already. But yeah, like I said, absolutely fantastic people. And then if we want to go more into the burlesque show, I mean, the burlesque show was absolutely phenomenal. Everyone was hooting and hollering, standing on seats, throwing money in the air. It was a good one, dude. So I'm sorry you had to miss that, but next year you can't. Okay, I'll drag you there if I have to.
Yeah, I wanted to check it out, but then like I said, I got caught up with other things at the event. But I think it's good though. That's good that you went so that you were able to talk about it on the episode here. again, you mentioned Misa Pone. I actually know her outside of cosplay, so she
Oh,
came
really?
in. She came by to support my cousins at his art table. So shout out to Zoe for for coming through and saying
Yo, let's
hi
go,
and not being a
Zoe.
stranger. So yeah, but like for me, this was like my first 18 plus con. Like I've
Mhm.
never like attended one or have done press for one. So
Okay.
a lot of it was new to me. Like a lot of the culture thing was new to me. Like I wasn't used to seeing like, and nothing against these people, man, but like I was not used to seeing like folks getting stepped on, getting sat on, all that kink stuff. Like I was not used to seeing that because I'm so
Yeah.
used to going to like more family friendly events. So I
Right.
saw that it threw me off guard a little bit. I'm like, oh, so like this isn't just what you see on like YouTube or on the internet. People are actually doing this stuff. So
Right. Yeah.
so it was very new to me. But I gotta say, man, like the event handled things very well. Like the staff, like you mentioned, the staff was great. They kept everything professional. And shout out to the attendees for just being like respectful to the event too, because sometimes like events like this, people get pretty wild and like they don't really follow the rules. But
Dude, they did. They
everyone
did.
was really like good at this event, very cordial, very respectful. They covered up when they had to.
Yeah.
They went to the right spaces and all that stuff. So that I think overall this con, like I said, for our first year, this was really good, a really good first impression, especially. So I hope
Yeah.
that whenever they do this next one, hopefully they get a bigger venue. I've heard that they're shooting for a bigger venue since the
Mhm.
turnout for this one was so good. I just hope that it's you know kind of close so I can actually go instead of make quite a drive.
Right.
But yeah, man, like did you have any other thoughts on this event, Sugoi? Like anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, man. I mean, so here is one thing I do want to go ahead and say for everyone that's out there. When you do go to an 18 plus convention, it is, yes, it is going to be raunchy. It's going to be something completely different than a family friendly event. When it comes down to it, though, consent is the biggest thing, and communication is the biggest thing. Cosplay does not mean consent. If you see somebody in a cosplay, the expectation that they're going to do something, or if they are a sex worker within the cosplay space that is there, they are not expected to do anything. When you go and you want to have a picture, make sure you're definitely asking every step of the way. Don't just assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. All right. It's not you and me in that scenario, especially when you're dealing with someone that's, not ready for it. So be respectful. The con did do a fantastic job, and the security there was fantastic about getting the troublemakers out of there to where they weren't causing any issues. Or if they did start to cause an issue, it was very short lived. But still, it is a big thing, guys. And that's not trying to scare people away, but it's just have that social respect and decency that you're supposed to have. It's just that. Don't be a creeper. Don't be weird. I know we're all weebs. We're all otakus. Getting outside, touching some grass, and talking to people, and oh, pretty lady. Yeah, it can get you going, but you need to keep your head right. All right, don't be a weirdo, because if you do that, guess what? You ruin it for everyone else that's having a fun time. And that's coming from the guy that did get stepped on quite a bit. But guess what? If you ask about it and you're polite about it, everyone's going to go ahead and love you for it. Okay, there's a difference. I didn't expect it. If someone said no, guess what? That's okay. We'll take a normal picture. It's fine. You don't need to, have that expectation set. I don't want to get on a soapbox here, so Ricky, feel free to stop me if I am. But
No, I mean it's cool. Like like I said, I'm not one to do that stuff. Like I'm not used to it. It was
yeah,
totally new to me. Like I was, like I said, caught off guard by it. But I respect whoever does it. Like if it's your thing, it's your thing. It's not a big deal to me. But like I do want to touch up on the whole consent thing. Like yes,
yeah,
events like this, man, you gotta have consent. Like I learned this through like going to Anime Expo, man. Like I didn't do nothing weird. It was just like when you're so in the moment with like taking pictures of everyone, you kind of forget like you kind of forget to just like ask. So that I want to talk like I'll brush up on this story, but like I was taking pictures with a bunch of cosplayers at Expo, and I accidentally like put my arm around a girl without like asking, and
right.
because in the moment like because everyone's already doing it, so in the
Yeah,
moment like you just do it, and then like instinctively I did it without realizing, and that girl freaked. And so that's
Yeah.
like from then on, that scared the shit out of me. So like I keep my hands to myself now at this point. Like I just whenever I take pictures, if you see my pictures on Instagram, I'm always crossing my arms.
There you go.
I don't touch no one. I don't make hugs or I don't do any of that side hug shit. Like I just cross my arms, take a picture with you, and smile, and that's it. Like usually now, like even at the Waifu Expo, they were like some of the people I took pictures with. They were like, "It's okay if I put my arm on you," and I'm not used to getting asked that because
Yeah.
I don't care about that stuff. But like when I get asked that, I'm like, "Oh, you're asking for my consent," you know? So,
Right.
like, so I'm like, "Oh, okay." I have to be like, "All right, that, that's cool. It's not a big deal." But
Yeah.
yeah, like the consent is a big thing, and like a lot of these events, like you said, like, there's troublemakers that come here and like they try to like because it's a very raunchy event, like they think it's like there's steps you can overtake or overdo, and like it kind of like you said ruins it for everyone. But I'm glad overall, man, the Waifu Expo, shout out to Bishojo Mom and the staff for running this, man. Like everything was done professionally. Like I said, the only thing I would just I guess critique was just that the venue, man. If they get a bigger venue, I think this event will be really big eventually in like the next year or
Right.
two.
Yeah, the venue, if we get the venue to be a little bit larger, and then also I know that they had a whole bunch of stuff from the Discord that were ideas that were being tossed in there, but having the itinerary get out just a little bit sooner. I don't know if you ran into this, but I was like, okay, hey, I want to meet not cosplayers, voice actors. Are they going to be like they are at some events where they have a slotted time where they're going to be at their
Okay.
booth or not? And so I was big sweating day of the event because I was like, yo, I came here for Jonah. I came here for Caitlin, and I came here for Emmy. If I don't get to meet them because the itinerary wasn't put out, man, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to be so upset. But no, they were all there, and it was absolutely fantastic. So, fix up some of those things, but those are growing pains, man. That's
Yeah.
going to get fixed, no problem. Like we both said, it's their first year doing this. They were absolutely fantastic, and so I'm just looking forward to next year, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't really run into that because I got press passes, so I just got in.
Wow,
But
wow.
so I didn't have to like worry about that.
Hey, flex a little harder on me, why don't you? Come on, come on.
But it was good though, like just to be able to see all the guests there, and like I'm glad, like again with Waifu Expo, I'm glad like everyone was able to do their own thing. Like I'm like one wasn't really overshadowed by the other,
Right.
so like it wasn't like where everyone met like everyone went to go meet the models and then like left the voice actors hanging. So like
Yeah.
every section had like their own niche or their own thing. I gotta say though, there's one thing I gotta say, like just like me personally, maybe next time like don't put like artist alley in front of like the guests, because I know there was traffic there, and I felt
Yeah.
bad because like helping my cousin out with his booth, like seeing other artists there, like certain sections of artist alley, they weren't able to either make money or make sales because like the traffic there wasn't for them, it was for the guests or the other areas in front of them.
Yeah. Or
So
yeah, no shot. Even the ones that were up against the wall. Like
yeah.
I think it wasn't until later in the day that I went, oh shoot, we've missed an entire section just because we didn't see it.
Yeah. So like I said, but hopefully next year when they do get a bigger venue, they're able to kind of split that up a little bit more. That way, anyone who wants to go to Artist Alley, you got that section again, the models and then voice actors and whatnot. They all got their own little areas where it's not so overly crowded. I was gonna say something else. It slipped my mind. But yeah, again, shout out to just the folks at Waifu Expo, man. I can't say there's nothing else I gotta say. Other than like I can't wait for next year. Hopefully, now that I know like the rules and guidelines of like just recording and doing press, hope I'm gonna try to get better content out of for the next event. But yeah, any last words to go before we wrap things up, man?
Just thank you so much for having me on, man. It was a pleasure getting to go ahead and meet you. Waifu Expo was a blast. If you didn't go this year, get it fixed. Go next year. I know for myself and my crew, my pirate crew that showed up, we're going to be going next year with VIP passes. We're going to be planning it out where it's more than just a day for ourselves, just because of how fun it was. So if that sends any expectations to y'all, you need to make sure you're there. Thank you to all the staff that threw it on, all the vendors that went there selling their art. It was all beautiful. All the ladies that were there promoting themselves. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to go ahead and come meet some of your fans and put on great shows for us. Everyone was so kind and cordial. So thank you so much for doing all this. And Ricky, thank you so much for having me on, man. I really do appreciate it. It's been a pleasure on the podcast. Hopefully I get to come back in the future. And then also I'd love to go ahead and have you on some of my stuff if we can, because now that I know that we're kind of neighbors, oh, hell yeah, dude. We need to meet up outside of just virtual stuff and actually get to hang out outside of what we did over at Waifu Expo. But yeah, just thank you again, brother. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. And no, thank you for jumping on like I said, this was like all last minute stuff. So thank you for even jumping on last minute, making time for this. It was definitely because outside of all this, like outside of Expo, like I was doing a lot of like podcast stuff too. So my mind was everywhere like for the past couple of days now. So but yeah, man. So also for folks who do want to follow you, Sugoi, how can they follow you before you?
Yeah, so you guys can find me on Twitter at YaBoiSugoi. Same thing on Twitch at YaBoiSugoi. I'm on there. I'm trying to get the stream schedule worked out. Like I said though earlier in the podcast, I work with pretty high dollar clients over in the real life space. So we're trying to get a schedule better there. You can find me on Instagram at YaBoy_Sugoi. Getting better about working on the socials, but that's where y'all can find me.
Perfect. And I'll have all that links in the show notes and stuff too. So again, thank you guys so much for doing this, for running Waifu Expo. Thank you guys for tuning into the episode. Again, thank you, Sugoi, for being a guest on the show and just talking about your experience as well. Just talking about Waifu Expo. I hope to meet you at another con too, man. Like I said, outside of this stuff, let's hang out eventually, man. But yeah, so this is episode 152. Thank you guys so much and have a great day.
Johnny.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give a review and rate Spoiler Force Podcast. If you want to get all Spoiler Force updates or even peeks at behind the scenes, you can join the Spoiler Force Discord community. And if you'd like to show support, give tips, recommendations, sponsorships, or any collaborations, you can email me at rickyvang92@gmail.com.